Welcome all. We're talking today about Ethereum.org. Basically, we're going to talk about a website, which after all these talks that we just have about AI in the future feels like ancient technology. Like it's a wiki, it's a website. So thinking that it's going to be something that works on the browser today, not in the future. But we're talking about this. So to kick this start, I'm Nuno. Local, Lisbon, born and raised, so this is my town. Welcome all. Amazing conference. Congrats to everyone about the whole thing. But I've been a designer. I'm a designer for quite a while. Local companies, most of all corporate startups. I did a bunch of stuff in the previous years. And at some point, I came across this post where why not? Should I give it a try? I've rarely answered job positions. I did it for this one, and basically, that's why I'm on this stage at this point, and that's why I joined this team. So this team, it's the folks that I work on a daily basis. So team, build, team, get to know each other. Is this thing working? Oh, okay. So let's start. What is not Ethereum.org? So let's make it clear. It's not Ethereum Foundation website. We get that a lot mistaken. We are not the website. We're not a marketing platform for Ethereum at all. And we're not a shilling place. So you will not find anything on that sort, speculation, like mumbo jumbo. But interesting enough, when I was building this talk, I went through the Wayback Machine, all the way back to see the evolution of Ethereum.org has a website, what it stands for today. It's really funny to understand that. It was created. It was registered in 2013. This was the first thing that ever happened for Ethereum.org, which is like a landing page. And to keep in mind, all the text is still relevant today. It was interesting to me when I was building the presentation to see all the what's about, like getting the sense that it's still so valued of what we have today. Then 2014, we had like before the pre-sale, we had like this countdown. Again, the what, it's still relevant and with interesting perspective. Back then, it was 10 years ago, like colored coins, a Bitcoin kind of thing, advanced transaction types. The wording is different, but it's interesting to see how it evolved. Then 15, after the launch, we had like a fancy animation. It was like getting all fancy. Again, some of the what's, it's interesting. On this phrase, I just put it up because it's a build. 10 years ago, it was already a call to action to build, and we see that all over the place, the ecosystem at this point. Build, let's build, let's build. That's the name of this conference, so take it. And it was like, will you build on Ethereum? That was the question 10 years ago. Then was the Wild West phase. This was Ethereum.org in 2016. Was more like aggressive. Like they had a lot of different things going on, but it was a really interesting perspective from it. Then the 3 years after was like the booming phase, ICO phase, up until 2019. This was the look and feel, looks like a little bit more corporate, and like incorporate what was the growth at that time. But it had already like all the mantras, all the ethos written on it, and it was interesting to explore this thing. So this has an evolution parallel with the evolution of the technology itself. It's really interesting. At some point in 2020, it was the beginning of the transformation of what it is today. This was just a landing page, and you can see by the links that they are starting to have a little bit of the learning and the onboarding that we find today. That was the beginning. 2021 was like the very beginning of what we see today. The look and feel, the imagery, and all with this, you can see like the navigation still is valid, and the content started to build and build. And this is for the next 3 years when I joined the team. This was the look of the homepage. Again, it had the translation already going on, was big. Everything was looking like welcoming you with this illustration that at some point became really relevant. And it's already on my watch. And we've built a new homepage last year. Again, was an evolution of what we have. Like we did a lot of user research. We tested out a lot of different things, and we went to an evolution of what it is, because this starts to be a brand awareness really important. Like we use the glyph as a logo for Ethereum.org, but that's the logo for the whole ecosystem, not just for us. So these coloring schemes, and take into account, I'm the designer, so I'm focused on the design of it. It's already super relevant, and you can see these images all over the place. So this starts to be more of brand awareness. So we decided to keep that and evolve as much as possible. So evolving this to have more of the use cases being prominent, like evolve the content itself, evolve for a learning perspective, try to be more close to the new users, beginners out there, like have more direct, less jargon, all that stuff, have internet changing, like pointing the highlights of what's going to happen and what's the key points of the Ethereum and blockchain as a whole. And then start integrating more content from the community. And for the homepage, we integrated two different sections. One for posts, RSS feeds from other blogs. And then for events already, we post one event and Zurich is the one coming because it's the next one. So what is Ethereum.org? Just for one stands for. It's hard to understand, like to describe in one sense. Like I come across a lot of different variations, but this would be, in a nutshell, what it is. It's the public open source resource dedicated to the Ethereum ecosystem, focused on onboarding new users and providing a comprehensive learning platform for all things Ethereum related. If I need to explain what is Ethereum.org, this should be roughly what we stand for. Mantras. We stand upon a lot of different mantras. We stand upon a lot of different things, but three of them, the most important is being open and collaborative. It's an open source resource, and it's open to collaboration, so everyone can collaborate, and it's built upon thousands of collaborations. Trusted and unbiased resource, so we see ourselves as a resource that it's like, if you see something on Ethereum.org, it's because it's true, it's because it's trustworthy, so that's like one of the things that we keep ourselves, and accessible to all, in the sense that we want to be a global, accessible, either because of the translations, language-wise, be accessible whether you're a mobile, desktop, and if you're on geography with low internet or low capacity, like you should be able to learn all about Ethereum and start using and be a user. Three verticals that we stand for, it's content, translations, and community. Those are the three things that we see ourselves being like the three big verticals. And yeah. Oh, no, it did work. It was starting. Content. Three things that's highlighted on content. Improve the learning user experience of the website. It's really important for us to follow the journey of learning to beginning and learning more in-depth details of the ecosystem. Accessibility, like I said, and being updated, competent and update the content. It's something that we do. For translations, so we want to have more language, close to 100%. We have over 60 languages already on the website. So take it around. It's a lot of languages. Like it's translated in a lot of languages, and it's even some of the languages are really spoken in the small regions, like Catalonian and all that stuff. So we take everyone is welcome, and you should be able to read and learn on your own native language. That's the motto. Community-led approach to translation. We still believe that humans play a huge part, even knowing that AI translation is starting to be a thing. Quality and accuracy of the translations. For community, improving the contributor journey. So if you're a contributor, you want to see that you have a good experience, like you're not waiting too much to get an answer or to have a PR merge or something like that. Something that we had, it's something that we take it for granted, the contributions, but everyone is working for free for us. It's like contributing to the community, so we need to cherish this as much as possible. Reach new audiences is something that we are looking for 2025, and for example, why not reach audiences in open source communities outside crypto or other areas, specific niche areas that could be interesting to explore and to onboard to Ethereum. So we will, as a team, we will be looking at this year and keep the values aligned. Like for the community, it's important to keep the values of the Ethereum as a whole aligned within our own community. But we always face some dilemmas. Few examples on the content. Find the balance between content for new and onboard new users, and be like super beginner-friendly content, experiences and that stuff, versus more OG, like all of you that already are crypto users. What would you find in Ethereum.org that keeps you coming back to Ethereum.org at some point? Somehow, this is really relevant for us, so it's dilemma, like how to tailor the content for all different use cases. Translations, again, human versus machine translation is something that we've been working on. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Which part? Like, we are trying to overcome that. And the community, it's a really big dilemma at this point, because imagine if you find a typo, a small bug, the team can fix that bug in, like, I don't know, a couple hours. But if we give out to the community, it can take 2 weeks. So either it's move fast alone as a team, or move not so fast together with all of us. We choose the all of us, but it can take time, it takes patience. It's hard to work with a community-based and community-driven project. Under the hood. So I will cover a little bit how we work. I think it's relevant to understand what's in it. Can be useful for some of you guys. So the team, it's based, we have one team lead, 2 devs, 1 community lead, 2 designers, and 1 translation lead. This is the whole team at Ethereum.org. We will hire something for content really soon. So in 2025, we will focus a lot on hiring. We need focus on content. We will hire someone for content. How do we plan stuff? So we do an early plan for the whole year, the goals for the year. We have that set up for 2025 already. We chop those on quarterly goals based upon priorities. And then we divide them on epics to see, okay, this is the goal of the epic, to be scoped out and to be more worked on. And then on each, we do 2-week sprints with 1 deploy for every 2 weeks. It worked well for us in the sense that we can divide all the goals in 2-week sprints. And we do daily async stand-ups. So for each one, because we're a remote team, know what each other is working on. There's no roadblocks. I'm a designer, I'm not blocking a developer and all that stuff. This is how we do the work as a team. Other things that we have, so we have sprint planning and sprint retro, of course, to see what we're going to do and see how we did each couple of weeks. Syncs between the devs and between the designs, it's for us as a peer to take ourselves accountable and just debate and brainstorm whatever is going on. UX are really important for us. Jakob is doing an amazing job in the team to put up a lot of data that guides us to what's happening to the user, what should we improve, the feedback, all the feedback that we're getting. We get a bi-weekly call just for the team to get to know all the research that is doing on UXR, and then one-on-ones, and we have some coffee time just to bond with each other. Like it's always fun. Tech stack. So for the web developers out there, this is our tech stack based on Netlify, Next.js, Tailwind, ChatCN for the front end, and we use Matomo for data privacy-preserving analytics. Curiosities. So I have 3 really easy curiosities to bring to you, which is, this is our most popular page. You wouldn't think that probably a content-heavy website wouldn't have something like this to be popular, but it is. So we have a small app to help you choose the best wallets. So this is by far the most popular page. It's amazing that it still is where folks come to see, okay, I need to choose a new wallet, or I need the wallet for my use case. It's really interesting to see that this is the most popular page that you have on a website that is more learning. The other one is like 30% of our page views is already a non-English. So the translation program that you put in place, it's working and it's growing. So this is one of the fastest KPIs growing at this point. And it's really interesting to see that we focus on translation. It plays out. So if you have your own project, don't take it for granted if it is only in English. Because there are folks in other geographies, there are other languages that will start using your product more if you have translation on it. This is our experience, and that's why we focus so much on translations. Another thing, it's just a curiosity. So I showed you on the homepage, you have like the RSS feed for a lot of blogs. Out of this list, which one do you think is the most clickable one? I will tell you, it's really interesting. It's each taker. Has much clicks on it, has all the others combined. So it's really interesting to see how users will behave based on this. So other list, it has Vitalik website and all that stuff. Each taker is the one with most successful click-through on our homepage. Okay, on the very end of this talk, I'll go over some of the challenges that still have building Ethereum.org, which is ever-evolving ecosystem. That's challenging for all of us in the industry. For us, still is. Still keep everything updated and keep updated with the new stuff coming up. Keep content updated. It's really hard. It depends on a lot of different parties, a lot of different technologies coming up. We need to understand all of them and read about it and have that in place and double check for errors, double check for translation. Like keep everything content updated. It's really hard. It's a challenge for ourselves. Keep being unbiased when listing products. I just show you the wallets. Like you have a lot of PRs for wallets that want to be listed on Ethereum.org. We have listing criteria putting in place, a really hard one, because we cannot list every other product out there. We need to be really careful of the things that we'll list on Ethereum.org. So this is really challenging for the team. It takes a lot of time for the team to go over all the PRs, all the wallets out there. Wallets could be our wallets, L2, staking services. We list dApps as well. So all of those services that we list on Ethereum.org, we need to be careful. So keep unbiased. It's a challenge. Contributor quality. So we onboard everyone, but a lot of the contributions that we get might not have enough quality, so we need to work with the community, with them, with the contributor itself, in a good way to push them to elevate the game or to improve the contribution or something like that. But keep this quality on. It's challenging, it takes time. So it's something that we keep it SEO dependency. So because we are websites above all, we still depend a lot on SEO to have traffic. It's hard. It's hard to keep everything. Google sometimes change the algorithm and like and our KPIs just go down, and just we need to recover. Like it's the challenge for us. And then again, on the talk of the previous talks, AI, it's a huge challenge. You know that we are a website, and we just talked that the future will be AI. How would Ethereum.org look in the AI world? At this point, if you Google something, Google will give you a small excerpt of what you're looking for. Probably don't click through the website anymore. ChatGPT, it's even worse, can give you the answer directly. It's using our own data. So what can we do to overcome that? What can be done? So that's a challenge. Again, for 2025, I've said we have a roadmap. It's just a sneak peek of something that I'm personally more excited about that we will be building. We will be adding Web3. We don't have any Web3 at this point directly, so we are working on what can we give to our users as a Web3 playground to be your first crypto experience on Ethereum.org. Something that we have been talking about last year, but now we want to build something. Imagine signing with Ethereum, mint your first NFT, and go over that experience. Ethereum.org would be a trustworthy playground for new users to try it out. So that's something that probably we see ourselves as Ethereum.org, the perfect place to do so. Glossary tool, we tried that. We had a translator-thon. It's like a contest, like a hackathon for translations, where you translate a lot of the website, we get out awards, and there's a lot of things going on. And we built a glossary tool based on that. And we still think that the glossary, the wording on Web3, it's still really hard. So it's something that we will work upon to try to get a better glossary, a better known the tools, the wording. AI to boost translations. So we've talked about translation a lot. So how to use AI, it's something that we start to have a lot of the dev docs already translated. They are not. So why not do the very end of the pages that are not translated yet, using AI and mix that with human? How would that look? That's something that we'll probably be looking in 24. And then I think I'm super excited about it's building resource of resources. So we see ourselves as a resource, but we want to be more than that. And to tailor for all of you guys, and a good example, we build a web layer 2 page that links to L2 bit a lot. So we list a lot of the L2s. We give entry-level information, but if you're on a deep dive, go to L2 bit. Why don't you do that to a lot of the resources out there for everything on Ethereum? So in that front, we will call ourselves a little bit like resource of resources. That's what we are thinking of building for 2025. And again, content and SEO optimization. I spoke about the hiring contents, so this will be something that will be focused even more for next year. And just to wrap it up, 40 seconds, future considerations. Keep relevant and impactful, something it's on the back of our minds for the future, which is hard, but it's what keeps us going. new media. I added new media here because of the uncertainty of the web as we know it. So new media could be new interactions, could be video, could be whatever we come up with to stay relevant and to keep up at the forefront of what we do. And what would be the role of AR in the next future for the internet? So that's something that we need to start thinking about a lot more. How would these websites, learning websites, look in an AI world? Just to finish, I want you to leave a couple questions. I know that you are all crypto users, and I want to revert. I don't want any questions for you, but I want to ask you, what do you think that Ethereum.org is for you, and what makes you use Ethereum.org yourself? I'm sure that most of you know, but don't go there that often. I just wanted to make sure, like, find me around and just answer this question for me. I'll be curious to see your opinion on what it is and what makes you eventually be back to the website. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nuno.